Hello Virgo, welcome back to Mary and Kay Tarot. This is going to be your month ahead general reading for August 2025, and we are going to be using an oracle deck called Find Your Own Way Oracle by Ari Wisner and Visionary Woman Tarot by Kristine Gorman. And this lovely wee Virgo card is from Studio Artemy for the Astrosoul deck. So let's get a look and see. So I hope you're well, Virgo. Let me think. What's going on with Virgo this month? Do you know what? I've not even checked the astrology. I'm sitting here recording this and I haven't even checked the astrology. How shocking is that? Well, we've still got the Mercury retrograde going on, so you'll be feeling that because you're ruled by Mercury. But yeah, so it's taken me a few days to get back into the swing of things after my time off, but we shall see. Right, Virgo, what we got? Perfectly imperfect. Oh, Virgo. Oh, we love you so much. You know, and shout out to the Virgo that I was on holiday with last week. I had the most wonderful time. So it was such a joy. Earth signs should only travel with other earth signs. I've decided that should be a rule because everything is just so much calmer. and who cares if you're at the airport 4 hours early? Doesn't matter because they understand. So perfectly imperfect. I think Virgo, you know what this is trying to say, this card is saying is that it's okay to have some character flaws. It's okay to have some flaws in your plan. You know the main things, you know, obviously. Not the main things in life, but sometimes life just doesn't work out the way that we intended it, you know, the best laid plans. And it is for, you know, I love that phrase that or saying or whatever it is, like it's for imperfections that make us perfect. And I just think that's the most lovely sentiment. You know, and I love this kind of pottery, you know, it's like Japanese, but it's like smash bits, but they cover the cracks with gold. And I know there is a name for it, but my mind is completely blank right now. And I'm not even going to try and attempt to guess it. But I think there's something just so beautiful about, you know, putting ourselves back together again. And if that's symbolic for you, you know, where you've maybe come to the conclusion of, you know what, right, I've put myself back together as much as I possibly can. You know, my cracks are filled in with beautiful gold, the beautiful goldy life experience, and it's time now for you to take time for yourself. You know, take time to look after you and do what it is you want to do for a change, Virgo. I think that's what that is. I mean, you might have a totally different idea for that, but that's what I'm picking up for the card. And that's the wonderful thing about, you know, oracle cards or any reading at all. You know, like remember I'm just doing a general reading here, you know, it's like what I'm picking up with the cards. But you could pick up something different, you know, and that's a wonderful thing. So let's have a look and see, Virgo. Let's see what cards we've got coming out for you for the month of August 2025. Because it'll be your birthday a wee bit at the tail end of August, won't it? So advanced happy birthday. Let's know that Leo here is saying that, you know, because they have to, you know, August is their month to shine. Heaven forbid we actually, you know, have another sign represented during Leo season. Oh no. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got 7 of Cups. We've got Death. We've got King of Swords. We've got the Moon. We've got 6 of Wands. And we've got the Star. How beautiful is that? Now, looking at this, underneath we've got a Two of Pentacles. So that's nice. Capricorn showing up for us. It's Jupiter in Capricorn. So let's see. The Seven of Cups and Death. Now, whilst you don't think they're immediately related, they're both cards of Scorpio. Now, Virgo, it's difficult being placed near Scorpio energy. I'm not going to lie. It's a challenge for all of us. However, what I absolutely love about the imagery of this card is, usually it's like, there's all these different things in a cup and you have to choose a cup. But the way this shows up, it's like the choices are keys, and it's like, right, so what one fits the lock? And I think, it's Venus and Scorpio. And whilst Venus isn't exactly comfortable in Scorpio, it's technically in its fall in Scorpio. But I think there's something, when it comes to Mars and Venus, now Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And when Venus shows up in a Mars sign, it's something different, because it's like the cosmic lovers, and there's a choice to be made. And there does feel like it feels like there's an opportunity for, whether it's love, a new relationship. And I mean, there's nothing that immediately shouts that in these cards, but it's just for some of you, Virgo, I really think there's this opportunity here, and it doesn't need to be perfect, right? Going back to that perfectly imperfect message. And I think, like, if you continue to wait for something to feel totally perfect, then it won't, it'll never happen, because perfect is just an illusion. I sometimes feel that perfect is the illusion that prevents us from reaching our greatest potential. It's like start slightly messy, because we don't know where things will go. We don't know. Maybe it's like, like finding a house, finding somewhere to live. And initially when you walk in, it's like you get the feeling, the feeling's right, but visually it just isn't working for you. So can you see the potential? Is the potential there, and that you can work to change the things that you don't like? I feel like I'm waffling, Virgo, I'm not going to lie. I feel like I've been off on a tangent somewhere and I don't quite know how to get back for you. This is how I feel. Is this how you're feeling, Virgo? It's very un-Virgo like how you're feeling, but to me it's like, immerse yourself in the emotional depths, okay? Because we've got the two cards of Scorpio. We have got the moon, okay, which is Pisces energy in the tarot, which is your opposite sign, okay? And I don't know if I've ever spoke about this in my channel before, but many years ago I had a friend who was a Pisces, and she met a Virgo, and it was the most beautiful relationship I have ever witnessed. And it was, it was one of the relationships that gave me hope. It gave me hope that sometimes things, sometimes you can make things happen out of nothing. And it was a very long-term relationship. It ended, and it was quite sad. Obviously, it was sad how these things ended, but during the relationship, it was, you just seen the two people and you just thought, that really works. And again, I don't know why I'm telling you that story, but it's like, maybe it's because something, even though it seems perfect, it doesn't necessarily need to last forever. You know, it doesn't need to be forever to be successful. And maybe that's why the King of Swords is there, to cut through that. You know, it's like in the star. So there's Aquarius energy here as well. Whilst you get two cards of Scorpio, you get these two cards of Aquarius as well. You know, you get a Six of Wands as Leo. You've got the Moon here as Pisces, and then you've got Capricorn showing up as well. It just seems to me that there's big energies and there's big opportunities waiting for you, Virgo. And it's really up to you. What key do you pick? You know, what key do you choose? And the wonderful thing about choosing keys, okay, and trying keys is, if you think of all the choices you've got in life, right, and you've got these 7 keys, every time you try one in a lock and say it doesn't work, say it doesn't unlock the door, right, that's okay, because you've got the other ones to try. It's not as if you have to make one choice. All the choices are available for you. And I think that's the key. The Six of Wands here, we've got it speaking of success. We've got it speaking of success in the sunshine. That's what it reminds me. You know, this bit here, I don't know what Kristine was meaning by that, but it just feels like this fish is victorious and it's swimming towards the sun. You know, maybe that's what it is. Do you need to move, Virgo? Is that what it is? Do you need to move to the sunshine? The star is about wishes coming true. There has been hardship. My goddess, I know there's been hardship, Virgo. But you know, it really feels like your time to shine. You know, you've got a South Node in Virgo, and that's the karma that we've had. That's the karma that we've lived through. That's what we have brought into this life. And the sun at the end, of August will be making its way into your sign, and at some point over the few weeks afterwards, it will be meeting up with the South Node. So that highlights things from our past. It shines a light on the things from our past, for the karmic lessons that we've had. It could show up things, you know, people from our past, things from our past, situations from our past, you know, that we learned really hard lessons from. So if that's something that you feel like could be coming up, then this is your BEC. This is your 5-minute warning to be prepared for that. We've also got Chiron going retrograde, and Chiron is where our wounds are. So take that as it, you know, check your chart or reach out to me and we can do a consultation together. I think overall the month of August for you, Virgo, is going to be one of opportunity. When opportunity knocks, take it. Trust your intuition. Believe that there is victory, and there is a sense of getting the wishes. You know, sometimes wishes do come true, Virgo, despite there being no rhyme or reason to it. They just sometimes come true. Okay, my loves. So I hope you got something from that. Remember, if you would like to work with me personally, you can reach out. The details are in the description box below. And if you don't already subscribe, I would love you to subscribe. Drop a wee comment if you feel like it. I don't bite, I promise. And I will see you in the next one. Okay, my darlings, take care. Bye bye.